Welcome to episode 2 of Geekspeak, where I talk about the latest and greatest geekery things that are happening in the news right now and in technology, comics, movies, everything geeky. Did you know that just recently the Obama administration actually declined an offer of a petition that was going and got over 35,000 signatures of people requesting to have a real-life Death Star from Star Wars by 2016. And not only is that insane, but the fact that it actually got 35,000 plus signatures, my name's on there by the way, of requesting a real-life Death Star. I quote, "The administration does not support blowing up planets." They also estimated that if they were actually to build a real-life Death Star, it would totally cost $850,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000, which I believe that's $850 quadrillion to even have to build a Death Star. But even still, even if we had that much money to spend to build a Death Star, I don't think it would be technically possible to build a Death Star. I don't think we had the technology yet to make something quite like that. I mean, our technology is advanced, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't see it in my generation. I'll be dead before something like a Death Star, I think, is actually real. Next up, we have the Nvidia Shield. That thing. Yes, the Nvidia Shield. Basically kind of looking like a controller with a small little mini screen attached to it. Now, I'm a big fan of Nvidia. I build computers. I love GPUs. Specifically, Nvidia is my favorite type of computer graphics hardware. But here's the problem with this. I think Nvidia is investing way too much time into this stupid Nvidia Shield project. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool idea, but it's in terms of the how much money you're going to end up spending for this little device is not only ridiculous, but it's not worth it. Basically, here's my Wii U gamepad right here. Do look at the reflection of the camera. Basically what Nvidia is trying to do with their Nvidia Shield is it's a controller, like so, and it has a little screen attached to it, and basically on your computer you have to have the latest GeForce graphics unit in your computer, which is already hella expensive to begin with, and once you have that, basically it works like the Wii U gamepad right here. It basically can stream off of your computer to the handheld device, which is the controller, and it can stream the game from your computer monitors or whatever you're doing on the computer to your handheld device. So basically you can walk around bare butt naked, sit on the pot, taking a shit, and you can be playing Battlefield 3 on your little Nvidia Shield devicey thing when it's your brothers watching a movie in your same room at the same time, and it just is kind of like bleh. I mean, I think the Wii, for example, I love the Wii U, by the way. I think this is awesome, but for computers, I don't think this is a necessity. I think it's really stupid to make a device such as the Nvidia Shield and make a little screen just so you can stream off of your computer onto a controller, because number one, I prefer PC. I like the keyboard, I like the mouse. I'm not a console guy. If you've been watching any of my Wii U Skyward Sword gameplay, you'll understand why I suck at consoles. I really do. I've grown up with PC. I started with consoles, went to PC. I can never go back to consoles, although I'm desperately trying to get into consoles again. But I just think the whole whole concept of the Nvidia Shield is stupid. Likewise, Razer's another hardware company, made out a similar thing like that, except it's a tablet. It's a gaming tablet. Another thing that was really emphasized on CES, which is the big electronics expo type of thing, was tablet gaming. And on the same note, I think tablet gaming is stupid. And let me tell you why. It's one thing to game on a computer or console, but it's another thing to game on a tablet. I mean, don't get me wrong, Angry Birds, Star Wars Angry Birds, that's awesome. Little games like that, applications are fun, but when it comes to real hardcore gaming, games that involve a gun, or RPGs, or MMOs, or strategy games, tablet gaming I don't believe is qualified for that. And not only that, but all of the hardware is pushed into this thin little tablet, and then you have things like the new Razer tablet like this, which essentially is a tablet, which then you can use the tablet, and then you can use the tablet to place inside like this controller clip, and then you can hold the tablet like this with two little controllers out with buttons on here. And it's just, I'm looking at it and I'm like, really? Why don't you, Razer, make a brand new gaming laptop. I know they just did that, but make a gaming laptop. There's no reason to emphasize on tablet gaming. I don't see, I see tablet gaming basically dwindling within the next year or so, or even 2 years. It just, I don't see what it really has to offer compared to PC computers or consoles. I just don't see where the competitiveness is really going to compete with these other consoles and PC hardware. And in case you've been living under a rock recently, Pokemon X and Y has been announced. Yay! I was actually going to sell my 3DS because I played all the games that I want, and now that this was announced, I'm like, well, looks like I have a reason to keep my 3DS, another Pokemon game. Anyways, my question is, what's your guys' favorite generation of Pokemon? Because we have generation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Are we on 6? I don't know. I'm a big Pokemon fan, but I'm usually someone who stays in the original first generation of Pokemon and generation 2, but I'm like a first generation guy. I really don't know all of the Pokemon. I've played the games, but I'm not familiar with all their names and the pronunciation of them. If you would like to watch the Pokemon X and Y trailer, I would put it in this video, but I don't want to have my video striked for copyright infringement, because for some reason when you show game trailers in some of my videos, I've gotten copyright strikes for it, so I don't want to use it, but it's linked down below in case you have not seen it. Go watch it. It looks awesome sauce. And some really good news is that Nyko finally released, or is going to be releasing, a Wii U Pro Controller. Now, if you have a Wii U, I do, the Pro Controller is not only freaking expensive, it's black, it's kind of like an Xbox 360, but I hated it. I used it once, I'm like, I'm not paying 50 bucks for a controller that, number one, I don't even like, but number two, the clicky L button, not L buttons, but the triggers on the Wii U Pro controller was terrible in my opinion. Like, it was too flimsy, it didn't have enough click, whereas like the Xbox 360 controller has, and I was just not impressed with the Wii U Pro controller. But Nyko has released this new little nice device, which actually I held one of them, and it feels a lot like the 360 controller, and the triggers are nice, and you know, they're not super hard to pull, but they have some oomph to it when you click, and it feels a lot more comfortable compared to the super smooth, slippery Wii U Pro controller. And Nyko has also extended the battery life. This is on a side note. They brought some new batteries out, because I don't know about you, this battery is sucky. The battery in this thing sucks. It lasts like 2 or 3 hours off of the battery, and the new things that they offer, you can attach one in here, or it's you can put a battery inside the back of this, or a little attachment thing, which extends the life to, I think it was like 12 hours, or 10 to 12 hours, which is a dramatic increase compared to the current battery which the Wii U has, which currently sucks. So, link to that controller and more information about that down below. And finally, the most exciting thing to me is, and some people have been saying that this is the new steambox, or that Valve's going to be using for their console, and they've already confirmed that that is not true. But this is known as the Xi3. It is this little device, this little thing. And this little thing, supposedly, they always say don't let the size fool you, is a full-blown computer, and literally it is, I've seen it, I haven't held one yet, but it's this little square box which has USB 3, HDMI, and it's a full-length computer that runs, the base price is $500, and supposedly this little box can do everything a normal $500 desktop could do in that little device, and it's just as powerful. And they're also going to be making a second model, which is designed for hardcore gamers and people who do a lot of video editing like myself. And it looks awesome, but I really haven't seen this thing in motion yet. Like, they say that this little device is going to be able to play games maxed out on graphics for your PC. And I doubt this, but at the same time, I want to see if it can actually do what they're saying it can do. Because this little device, it's amazing. You just pop it out, and like there's like 3 or 4 main parts to it, and then as the years progress and they update the hardware for the little thing, that you just keep the same box and you just put in new little slots which upgrade the RAM or the memory or the speed or whatever. It's like, there's a video link down below. You can watch it. It gives you a more in-depth review of the little thing and shows you showcases everything about it. But to me, the fact that this little thing can, like, is so small, yet has the power, they claim, to do full-length video editing and all this stuff is amazing to me, and I will definitely be buying one of these things if it can actually deliver. It's just, I don't understand how something that small can have not only a good thermal heating, or cooling I should say, because little devices like that are playing or doing video rendering, or games like Far Cry 3, my computer plays Far Cry 3 at 60 frames per second, maxed out on HD everything, like anti-aliasing is maxed to 8, or is it 8 or 16, I don't remember, but Far Cry 3 looks beautiful, and if that little device can play Far Cry 3 at what my current desktop gaming rig can do, then I'll be impressed. But if it can't, then I'm not wasting my money on that little Xi3. I mean, it looks cool, it's awesome, but I can't, because of the size, that's what has me amazed at how something this small can achieve something so powerful without overheating. Because I don't know about you, if you build computers, my i7 core processor is the second fastest Intel out there, next to the expensive, like, I think it was like $1,200 Intel i7 processor. Mine's the one underneath that. My computer gets hot, and if that little thing can play and do the stuff that my desktop can do, I can't even imagine how it's going to cool or have efficient cooling. It amazes me. But again, this is what it looks like. Go click this little thing. If you press your mouse on this and click it, it will take you to the video that you can watch of actually seeing this demo little Xi3 in action. And that summarizes this episode of Geekspeak. I'm very slow with making these Geekspeak things because I make it on information that I find interesting to me. So hopefully you found it interesting. I don't know. Everything that I've referenced and talked about is linked down below in the description if you want to know more details and the actual articles written about them. This is just me making a video talking about why I think they're cool or why you should look into it, and especially why you should buy Pokemon X and Y and pre-order it, because I'm certainly doing so. Thank you for watching. My name is Mr. Repzion. This has been an episode of Geekspeak. Peace the rep out.